Where is
Telltale? Lol, Telltale is dead, you idiot.
Hey, JK, Telltale is back now.
Don't
What?
give me hope.
I'm sorry I couldn't give it to you sooner.
Well, now, this was not a video I was ever expecting to make, but hello everyone, and I'm Autobot Sonic, the Telltale Gamer, bringing latest and everything Telltale Games, Transformers, and more. And boy, today do I have a video for you all. So, I'm sure many of you have heard already. I actually heard about this like at the first thing in the morning, but I have had classes all day, so I'm just sitting down now at like 4 in the afternoon to finally make this video. But yeah, it seems as though Telltale is finally back in the game, so to speak, kinda. So, apparently, according to a release by Polygon and a press release posted on Telltale's official website, which has now been completely redone, LCG Entertainment, which is this, I'm just reading it right now, was a sort of a game front company that they kind of just like collaborated based off a bunch of other people, and they kind of got together to buy Telltale. So this LCG Entertainment business has bought the rights to Telltale Games, and they have now relaunched the company in the sense that they will be taking care of, they're wanting to bring back Telltale to the former glory that it was once as like the king of narrative adventure story driven games. So yeah, first off, I bet you're probably wondering, woo, yeah, go, Telltale's back, we're gonna get Walking Dead Season 5 and Wolf Among Us Season 2 and all that other good stuff, Minecraft Tournament Season 3, but hold on, don't get yourselves too excited just yet, because there's still some stuff we need to go over here. So, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and read this little press release that LCG put up on Telltale's official site today. LCG Entertainment, a holding company that will be doing business as Telltale Games, today announced that it has purchased the defunct studio's key assets, trademarks, technology, and select intellectual properties with the intent of re-releasing select games from the studio's back catalog and developing new games in some of the company's best-selling brands. The purchase, led by Jamie Ottley and Brian Waddle, was made possible by a pool of investors and advisors comprised of well-known names in the game industry, including Chris Kingsley, Lyle Hall, Tobias Shoren, Athlon Games as a shareholder and publishing partner, and several additional partners. All of us were big fans of the games Telltale created, and we strongly believed in games as a storytelling medium, and nobody did it better, said Jamie Ottley, CEO of the new Telltale Games. Even now, when you see a game with a strong narrative, it's always compared to Telltale, so it's no surprise that players and industry colleagues alike mourn the studio's closure. We believe there is still so much life to the brand and its franchises, and we look forward to building upon the company's storytelling legacy. The new Telltale Games will be headquartered in Malibu with a satellite office in Corte Madera, California. Day-to-day operations will be handled by Ottley and Waddle, with Ottley responsible for studio management and technology, and Waddle running business development, finance, and operations. Both will work closely with Athlon, who will serve as the marketing and publishing partner on most of the company's back catalog and new releases, freeing up Telltale to focus on development and studio growth. Key talent from the original company has been hired or contracted by the new Telltale. The new company will be based on a streamlined structure with plans for strategic growth and a focus on its core and new IPs. No further details are being released about the Telltale assets purchase price. There is a huge fan base of Telltale players, and that's one of the main reasons we decided to make this investment, said Brian Waddle, Chief Revenue Officer for the new Telltale Games. It's hard to see your favorite games disappear or not get the sequels they deserve, so we thank everyone for their patience and support. We've got some exciting things to share soon. We'll try not to keep them waiting too long, but we think fans will be pleased. So from the sound of this, you may think, oh, okay, cool, so now that Telltale's back and we're getting, like, they're focusing on new and old IPs, we may be getting stuff like The Wolf Among Us and Batman and all that, right? Well, just, I hate to burst some of your bubbles, but some of these are not going to happen. I got some good news and I got some bad news. Well, so first off, if you actually go onto Telltale.com now, you'll see that the site is completely different. It's not as the same way as it was when Telltale shut down back in September of last year, but you notice that it's a lot more streamlined per se. So right now, if you go on to Telltale.com's website, you'll see this you'll see a trailer for Batman and Telltale series season 1, and then under featured games, you'll see Batman and Telltale series alongside a couple other small Telltale games with a little copyright logo that says Copyright 2019 LCG Entertainment Inc. And then you'll still see news, games, player support, and my accounts. And also, for any of you who liked crowdplay in Batman, Minecraft, and Guardians and all that, crowdplay is now back up and running perfectly. I just tried it working with Batman Season 1, and it worked just fine. So for any of you guys who like crowdplay, it's back, so don't worry about that. Also, if you go to your Telltale account, you can still access all the games that you bought there, and any minor choices that were previously put on Telltale you can only access by going on Telltale.com. You can still find those. So the most important thing here first is if you go onto the news section, you'll see 2 articles. One that says press release, this little screenshot from Batman in episode 3 of John and Bruce taking a selfie together, and then there's one saying we're back, but there are changes. If you click on that one, you'll see a couple links. You'll see one that says what's next for Telltale, and it'll give you a link to the press release that I just read to you guys. Then there's another one saying where do I find Minecraft story mode, and in there is a link to a statement that Mojang, the IP holders for Minecraft, put up a couple months ago, back in June, where they said that essentially Minecraft story mode season 1 and 2 have ceased being supported by Mojang, and now essentially it's impossible to buy the game now unless you get it on the Switch or a physical copy. It's pretty much impossible to buy now. You can still play it if you have it, but it's impossible to buy now, basically, essentially. So that leads me to believe that we unfortunately will not be getting a Minecraft story mode season 3. Secondly, where do I find the Walking Dead series? Now this might be a little bit of disappointment to all of you guys, but it seems as though this new Telltale will not be making new Walking Dead games, as in this little link, the new Telltale, I should say, links to Skybound Games' website, which has a link to the Walking Dead Definitive series, because as you know, after Telltale shut down, Skybound Games now owns the rights to the Walking Dead Telltale series. So, while we may be seeing some more future Walking Dead games, they just won't be from Telltale, they'll be from Skybound Games, which I honestly don't mind, considering that a lot of former Telltale employees do work at Skybound Games, so you don't have to worry about it not feeling like a Telltale game. I honestly don't care about that. This one, though, kind of worries me. Where do I find Tales from the Borderlands? Now, this time, Telltale links to a Gearbox link, which shows that you can buy Tales from the Borderlands from Gearbox's site, because Gearbox, who own the Borderlands franchise, now own the rights to sell Tales from the Borderlands, and I don't think you can buy it digitally on Steam anymore. They're trying to put it back on the Epic Games Store, but you can still buy it digitally on Xbox and PlayStation and I think mobile devices. And so I don't think, out of all these, this means I don't think we'll be getting Minecraft Story Mode Season 3, The Walking Dead Season 5, at least not from Telltale, or Tales from the Borderlands Season 2, at least not from Telltale. But, however, under that, we see what is going to happen to the other Telltale games. And then Telltale responds with, currently we are publishing Batman at Telltale Series Season 1, Batman the Enemy Within, The Wolf Among Us, Puzzle Agent 1 and 2, Hector Badge of Carnage, and RGX Showdown. We hope to add to that list in the near future. So yeah, this makes sense considering the only Telltale games still available digitally that are besides the Walking Dead games and Tales from the Borderlands are in fact The Wolf Among Us and both seasons of Batman the Telltale series. It is no longer possible to digitally buy Minecraft Story Mode, Game of Thrones the Telltale series, or Guardians of the Galaxy the Telltale series. So, but because of the fact that it doesn't mention what happened to Guardians of the Galaxy at all, that leads me to believe that we may be seeing a Guardians of the Galaxy Season 2 in the future. Though, considering the fact that they're heavily pushing The Wolf Among Us and Batman the Telltale series, and considering that the new Telltale says that they are working on making sequels and upholding their already established IPs, that leads me to highly believe that the Batman and Telltale series Season 3 and The Wolf Among Us Season 2 will be made at some point. And then also, for any of you guys who are hoping that this would mean that we'd finally get to see Telltale's version of Stranger Things that was announced last year as well, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, because in this article from Polygon, where Adelie and Waddle also talked to them about some other stuff. They confirmed that while The Walking Dead is now owned by Skybound, they said they haven't yet talked anything about Game of Thrones or Guardians of the Galaxy, whether or not those games will get in sequels or not. They did say, when asked about Telltale's previous plans to release a game based off Stranger Things, Waddle and Adelie said that the rights had reverted back to Netflix. So, unfortunately, unless Telltale decides to reach another agreement with Netflix, it doesn't seem like Stranger Things, a Telltale series, is going to happen, which is kind of disappointing, because I'm finally about to get into Stranger Things, considering that Dead by Daylight is now doing a Stranger Things DLC pack, and I really like playing Dead by Daylight, but and so at least I have another reason to get into Stranger Things now that Telltale's not doing the Stranger Things game. But I still really hope that Telltale maybe decides to rethink this and do the Stranger Things Telltale series again and get back into it. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all that little bit adds from this Polygon article. Along with that, in this Polygon article, Waddle and Adelie also explained that they are looking to evolve Telltale's episodic model. As Adelie says right here, we will probably keep the concept of episodes, but with different pacing. This is a different world from a media consumption standpoint. We need to look at how people like to entertain themselves. I personally like the idea of binge watching. Now, to me, I know there are a lot of people who played Telltale's games and just hated the fact that they had to wait months for new episodes, and they'd rather just wait for the entire game to come out before buying it. I understand that people are going to be happy about that, oh, what if Telltale decides from now on they're just gonna release the entire game as one package, but like still break it up into episodes, so you'll play episode 1, but then episode 2 will be right there to play if you want to as well. I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like that was kind of just the magic of Telltale, that you finish an episode and you're like, oh shit, we just finished this episode, but now I have to wait a couple months for the new one to come out. I can't wait to see what happens next with all these characters. And that kind of like sets up a little, what do you call it? Like dramatic tension, because like you bond with these characters more and you wonder, perseverate about them for a couple more months, wondering what's gonna happen to them. And while I personally am kind of iffy about how I feel about that, I am happy though that this new Telltale will be keeping the episodic model, and I'm curious to see where they go with it. And even if they decide to go with this binge watching method, I mean, I don't necessarily have to play every single episode of the Telltale series. I could spread that out between, like, wait a week, like play one episode, wait a week, then play the next episode, kind of like an actual TV show if I wanted to. But it's whatever up to you guys. That's pretty much what I want to do. But yeah, so pretty much, long story short, it seems as though Telltale is back in the business. They're gonna take some time to focus on other stuff. Like the Polygon article says, I think they said they're gonna take like these first 6 months to just focus on developing software and all that, and then they're gonna focus on a really small staff, so that they don't have the same problem that Telltale did, that forced it to shut down, where they basically increased way too big after the success of The Walking Dead Season 1. So yeah, it seems as though right now, I'd keep an eye out for The Wolf Among Us Season 2 and Batman the Telltale Series Season 3. Maybe keep an eye out for Game of Thrones Season 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Season 2, and so on. But I don't think you should expect Minecraft Story Mode Season 3, Tales from the Borderlands Season 2, The Walking Dead Season 5, or Stranger Things the Telltale series anytime soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this really surprise video that Telltale seems to be back and better. Hopefully it will be better than ever. And one last thing actually I wanted to mention before I sign off. I noticed that there was a lot of controversy on Twitter about Telltale's decision to come back, especially with the decision, the news that apparently some like former Telltale employees will be only be hired through freelance, with the possibility of being hired full-time according to Polygon. And this has garnered a lot of controversy on Twitter and other social media with some people and a lot of former Telltale employees. Some former Telltale employees are actually happy about this, but I feel like this is a little taken out of context, because while the Polygon article does state that only former Telltale employees will be freelancing, Telltale's official statement on its website does mention that some former Telltale employees have already been hired and at full-time, and Emily Grace Buck, who was a former employee for Telltale, has confirmed that many colleagues of hers who used to work at Telltale are now employed full-time at this new Telltale. So I think, honestly, we should just let the, don't worry, I feel like we should stop debating this, just give it, the new Telltale, like, get time for the dust to settle, and then see what exactly the new Telltale is going to do with these old Telltale employees and see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed the funny little intro I put in this video. I just thought of it literally all day when could make going between my classes. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this and can't wait to see what Telltale does next and want me to talk more about it, be sure to like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I will see you guys later.